Hi guys, hope you're well. So today we are talking about the Mont Blanc 1858. A very nice watch, but I need to be quick. It's bath time. The wife's bathing the kids and I've said, oh, gotta go do a video, Right.
Hi, my name is Watch Addict.
Right, so the Mont Blanc 1858, full on vintage inspired. It's a proper good looking watch is this one. Really enjoying it. Hang on, slippers off, getting a bit sweaty already, pressure's on. And this watch for me is just one of those watches that you can just imagine it in a movie, them putting it on. And he's not a watch guy, he just likes it because it's a good watch and he wears it and it tells the time. I can just imagine it. It's such a classically styled watch. It's vintage vibes basically. So what do we know about Mont Blanc? Well, they're a pen company, aren't they? There's no denying that. They've been making pens since the 1900s. They've only just started, well, I say just started. It was the late 90s. I think it was about 1997 they started making watches. And I like them. I like the designs. Some of the ones around that time, definitely not for me. But the new range that they've brought out, this 1858 range, are just spot on, vintage inspired, really cool looking. There's just something about them, I think. So where did the word 1858 come? Well, when they brought watches out in 1997 for the first time, 9 years after that, they bought a company called Minerva. I hope I've pronounced that correctly. And they were specialised in watchmaking. They were making the actual movements since 1858. So they've brought out, they own Minerva now outright, and they make this heritage line, as a special tribute to them, basically. So, I mean, just look at it. It's a fantastic looking watch. It's got the vintage vibes. It's got the train track. It's got the gorgeous cathedral hands. It's just something a little bit special, really. For me, one of the big bugbears for me personally is it hasn't got a seconds hand. I don't know why it bugs me so much, but it does. We don't need timekeeping to the second. We really don't. But for me, it just, maybe because I'm not used to not seeing a seconds hand on the watch. So I think, yeah, that's something that bugs me. That the no seconds is bizarrely frustrating for me. And I don't time things to that degree. I mean, the only time I use seconds hands is when I'm setting my watch correctly. But again, that's not really needed that much, is it? I'll explain more later. So, I mean, the loom is just fantastic. It is a really good loom. Again, loom is one of those things that you don't need, but as a watch addict, you just love it, don't you? It just really pops. It really is a fantastic looking loom. It's a 40mm case, which is, again, a great contemporary size. I think any bigger without a bezel, I think it'd probably be too big, to be honest. So, yeah, the 40mm case is brilliant. 20mm lugs, again, which is spot on. I think it's about 11 point something thick, which is again really good, and it's just a smidge under 50mm lug to lug. I was talking about the Longines Spirit recently, and that was just under 50mm, and it seemed like a long lugs they had. But for some reason, this doesn't have that problem. It has probably the same size lugs, but they just don't seem as long. I don't know why. It's got a 38-hour power reserve, and it's a Sellita SW200. Again, that's a bit of a bugbear for me. Now, why would they do that? They name a watch after Minerva. They started in 1858 and they specialised in movements. So if they own that company, why didn't they put one of them movements in? I know it'd be classed as an in-house and it'd probably rise up the price massively, but it just seems a bit of a contradiction in terms that they've named it 1858 after a watch movement company that they own and then put a Sellita SW200 in it. Ultimately, it shouldn't matter, and it's just one of those little things that as a watch addict, you pick up on, and it either gripes with you, it pisses you off a little bit, I don't know. But yeah, I mean, the overall look of the watch, it comes on a calf leather strap, and that is really good looking. All adds to the vintage vibe, just, it's slightly worn, and it's just gorgeous looking. The case back is nice as well, to be fair. And I just think, for me, Montblanc watches, the guy that has just left being the managing director, he spent 5 years at the head of Montblanc watches. He was the creative director at Tudor before that. So, he's no mug. He's worked at Tudor, he's worked at Rolex HQ, and he's gone from Tudor to work for Montblanc watches. And this last 5 years, Montblanc watches have just become better and better, in my opinion. The look, the business, the design is fantastic. And the new guy that's taken over Montblanc, he used to work at Carl F. Butcherer. Oh, I'm butchering it. But yeah, he used to work there, and they're really famous. They've got jewelers in all over the world, and they make watches themselves. And he's come from there, and he's now the MD of Montblanc Watches. So they are heading in the right direction with the right people at the helm. So actually, I think Montblanc could be a company to keep your eye on. And this watch, it only retails at £2,095. So I think that is really, really competitive. If you're wanting a vintage inspired field type watch, I don't think you could go far wrong. I think the crown as well, that's a little bit special for me. I think it's got the Montblanc stamp, which for me personally, I've got a Montblanc pen, and that stamp and the snowflake type thing, I just think it looks gorgeous. So that for me is a real bonus. The crown, just the overall design of it, it's just absolutely stunning. So I definitely have a watch. Would I have this watch? I'll be honest, I do like it, but it's not for me. I would go for the bronze version of this. I just think that looks fantastic on the green NATO. It's a little bit more expensive, but for me, I keep going on about it. I've been hankering after a bronze stroke gold stroke two-tone watch, and that Montblanc with the green NATO, that really does sing to me. This one's gorgeous, but that one's a little bit better. So if I had to choose one, I'm going to go for that one, I think. There's not much you can say about this watch that is a critique, to be honest. I mean, have a look for yourself. You will make your own mind up. There'll be watch snobs out there, and there'll be people that are not watch snobs, that it just won't be for them. And it's just one of those things. But for me personally, I think it's a great looking watch. I think the movement is not the end of the world. And I think that the seconds hand is more of an issue for me, but it's not the end of the world, is it? So for me, my two good, my two bad, the two good are the vibe you get from this watch. It's just so good looking, really cool. Really, you can just imagine it in any decade, looking the business with whatever you're wearing, it's going to go. So yeah, the overall vibe is fantastic. And another bonus for me is just that Montblanc crown. I've complained about crowns on other watches in the past, and they've just been too big and they dig in. I know I'm supposed to wear my watch around here. Some of you guys complain, but I like to wear my watch right up on the wrist. And if it digs in the crown, it annoys me, but that would never do that. It's still a statement crown. It still looks really sexy, but it's not going to dig in. Now, the two bad, the two negatives, it's that seconds hand. Why does it bug me so much? I don't know why, and I'll tell you why it's pathetic. Because you've got a doctor's appointment, you've got to be there for 9 o'clock. You're not outside the doctor's at 8:59 and 50 seconds waiting for your seconds hand to tick over before you walk in, are you? You're going to get there 2 minutes early, 5 minutes early, 7 minutes early. So when you look at the watch without a seconds hand and it says you're 5 minutes early, right, I'm 5 minutes early, I'm going to walk in. So that accuracy of timekeeping, it just isn't needed, is it? And even if you answer it correctly and it's a couple of minutes out, again, it's not the end of the world. It's just us as watch geeks that focus in on the accuracy like it's the end of the world, and it's really not. The second negative is not the Solita SW200 movement. That's a workhouse. It's going to do the business. It's decent, but it's not an 1858 movement from Minerva, is it? So I think they should have married them two up and somehow done that. But again, it's just me being really picky. Watch addict, watch geek, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, them are too good, too bad. I can't believe I've forgotten to do a wristwatch check. I'm wearing my new Tudor Black Bay 58, and I even, don't know if you've noticed that, I've got myself a little photo up there. Used to have me and the wife on his wedding day, but I scrapped that off for something more important. So yeah, I'm really enjoying this watch. I can get what all the hype is about. It's Thursday now. I've been wearing it since Monday. I'm probably going to do a review in the next couple of days. It's growing on me even more than I previously thought, to be honest. I liked it. I thought I should experience it. That's where I was at. But wearing it, my love and attention and that warm feeling you get inside. So this, the Globemaster, I think I've got a really good core collection which I can build on and last a lifetime. Let's see if it happens. Right, guys, I'm going to leave you with a bit of watch wisdom. And it's a good one, but I can't remember it. So just take another look at that watch while I remember what it is. Yeah, I remember now, I've written it down. So let me tell you, my watch wisdom today is watches are done. I think I might even do a full video on this because it's quite interesting. The biggest innovation in watches in the last 10 years is the Apple Watch. You know, watches are never going to capture the imagination like they did when they first came out. When keeping your watch dry because it wasn't waterproof back in the 50s, 40s, 30s, whatever, that was a big thing. When they brought out a watch that was waterproof and it was a tool watch for divers, oh my God, you can dive 300 meters down, 100 meters down. Oh my God, that is so exciting that you can take your watch anywhere, do anything, and it'll last. Oh my God, that watch has been to the moon. I want that watch. That is fantastic. Nowadays, we know we've been to the moon, and it's almost a token gesture that the Omega Speedmaster is a symbol of that from the past. The dive watches are nothing new. They've been out for 70 years. Aviation watches, no one needs that now. No one needs a dive watch. They have a computer on the wrist, don't they, when they go diving? So innovation and capturing the imagination of the public, I don't think it's ever going to happen the same. And the biggest one as that has happened is the Apple iWatch. Now, you might think I'm talking out my, not my mouth, but I tell you what it is, I think watches are done. Yes, they probably get a little bit better spec, the power reserve might get better, the guarantee might last a little bit longer, but look, this is a vintage-inspired diver from, way back in the 50s. Are we bringing out new, or is anything ever going to blow us minds? Oh my God, that watch is so special, it's so different. No one uses watches like that anymore. They're all jewellery. There isn't a dive watch, an aviation watch, a space watch. They're all just luxury watches at the end of the day. Am I right? Of course I am. Right, guys, over and out. I'll see you in the next one.